There we go, alright. How do you hear?
Loud and clear.
Very good. Welcome aboard. So, first thing, before we say anything of any significance, you see that little video camera out there underneath the glare shield at the top right corner?
Yes.
That's recording it right now, so keep in mind that everything you say and do from here on out is on the video, and obviously when it gets in the wrong hands, it's going to be used against you, right? And for those of you that are watching, that's Aaron in the middle of the picture. My name is Tom Richard. I'm in the back seat of this thing, which is a 1945 model S&J 6, also known as a T6 Texan or a Harvard. We're going to go on a 1-hour introductory acrobatic session to the T6 here today. Today it is the 14th of August, 2018. Beautiful day here in Kissimmee, Florida. The name of the operation is, of course, Warbird Adventures. So the first thing you probably notice as we're taxiing out here, we can't see anything over the nose, can we? This is why we taxi with the canopy open, so I can actually lean out the side to see what's going on around us. And of course it's cooler as well. So I steer with the tail wheel. The tail wheel steering is hooked up to the pedals. So the rudder and the tail wheel are both on the pedals, as well as the brakes, individual left and right. So most of the ground control is performed with your feet. I'm going to give the ground controller a call and know we're on our way out. Ground takes in 2 out of Warbirds. Papa.
Text 2, Semi ground, 1915, Charlie Delta.
Charlie Delta 15, Texan 2. Once we get down to the end here, into the run-up area, we're going to do our pre-takeoff checklist. Got to make sure everything's working well before we blast off into the wild blue. Makes sense, right?
Yes.
Alright, I'm going to unlock the tail wheel so it becomes a caster, so we're going to swivel around. Check this out for turn radius. Pretty good, huh? Doesn't get much better, actually. Alright, go and slide your canopy forward as we discussed. I'm going to rev the engine up, otherwise it gets really windy here in the cockpit.
Or?
Yeah, one more notch. 1600 RPM, we're going to cycle the prop. We're looking for 200 RPM drop, an increase in manifold pressure, and a fluctuation oil pressure. Looking good. We'll do this a couple of times to replace the cold oil in the hub of the propeller with warmer oil for a smoother operation. That's all good. I'll bring the fire up to 2000 RPM. Across into the manifold pressure. That's 24 magnetos. Alright, good mixture. Looking good. We'll throttle back. Hydraulics. Flaps are up, trims are set, fuel on the left tank, prop mixed to forward, mags on both, altimeter set, shoulder harness lock controls are free. And correct.
Runway 15.
I'm ready to go if you are. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Helicopter 7-Niner, 3 Golf Hotel on the number of 6, would like to do some short pattern work here on 6. Helicopter 3-Niner, or 3 Golf Hotel, say again? Would like to do some short pattern work on 6. Helicopter 3 Golf Hotel, roger, west of taxiway Delta at all times, at or below 500 at all times, right close traffic report, right base each pass. Right base each pass, at or below 500 feet, right traffic and west of Delta, 3 Golf Hotel. And runway 6 clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff.
Alright, Texan 2 ready.
Texan 2, hold short, runway 15 in sequence.
Holding short in sequence, runway 15, Texan 2. Alright, we're just waiting for our turn. There's an airplane going around there to the left, and then we have a couple of guys on the other side, so I don't know who called first. Well,
and Cherokee 31 Charlie, there's helicopter traffic just west of the field on the runway 6.
I'm guessing that Sundowner will go first, and then it should be our... Oh, there's another Cessna on final, too, so a little bit of traffic jam here.
Roger, fly your Mr. Approach, contact Orlando.
Even happens with airplanes.
Roger that, contacting Orlando departure, thank you.
And Mustang 6, you got traffic 12 o'clock, about a mile and a half, 1,500, remain at or above 2,000 for now. That's for Mustang 4 flight.
Go ahead.
Mustang 4 flight, you got traffic Cessna just off your right, 1,500.
Got him in sight, Mustang 4 flight.
Cessna 32 Golf, you got traffic just past in front of you, flight of 2 Mustang.
Roger, traffic no packet, Cessna 5.32 Golf.
And Mustang 4 flight, proceed direct to initial, please.
Direct to initial, Mustang 4 flight.
You're going to be inside of a citation on about an 8-mile final.
Tower.com 3027's with the inbound ILS 15.
.com 3027, Kissimmee Tower, reduce your airspeed, report final approach fix.
We'll report final approach fix, .com 3027. Kissimmee Tower, helicopter 3 Golf Hotel coming right base, runway 6.
Helicopter 3 Golf Hotel, runway 6, clear for the option.
Helicopter 6 3 Golf Hotel.
Cessna 43 Victor, left at Bravo, contact ground.
Left at Bravo, contact ground. 2443 Victor.
31 Charlie, contact Orlando departure if I didn't already switch you.
Very busy here this morning.
Beechcraft 58 Whiskey, left turn, runway 15, clear for takeoff.
Left turn, runway 15, clear for takeoff, runway 58 Whiskey. Mustang 4, request 1,000.
Mustang 4 flight down to 1,000 is approved. Make a right brake, approach end, runway 15, cleared to land.
Right brake, clear to land, 15, Mustang 4 flight.
And .com 3027, reduce your airspeed as much as you can. You're going to be number 2, following a flight of 2 Mustangs, currently approach end initial.
All right, we'll slow it down, .com 3027.
Look straight up. Look straight up. Straight up. Up, 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 up. Way high. Pretty cool, huh? You know what those are?
Can't tell from here.
They're P-51s.
Oh, nice.
Looks like we're probably going to watch them land. We're going to have to sit here a while longer. Unless they launch us quickly here. I doubt it. There's a citation on final there also, so we're going to have...
And Mustang 4 flight, the citation traffic you're following is about a 4-mile final. You going to be able to get inside of them?
Yeah, we can get inside. We're turning base. Number 1's turning initial right now.
Roger that. Runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land, Mustang 4.
So if you look out to your left,
And
you'll see the...
3027, the second Mustang just approach end right down. We're about to turn base.
Okay, we got both in sight.
Tell you what, Mustang 6, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you inside. Can you go ahead and extend your downwind? Mustang 6, Kissimmee Tower.
Yeah, Mustang 6, we'd like you to go back to initial.
Mustang 6, yeah, go ahead and climb back to initial 1,500. You're going to follow the citation. And the citation traffic you're following is just ahead and to your right, 800 feet.
Mustang 6 has the citation.
So there's a jet there on
Mustang 6,
final.
thank you.
I see those flickering lights there on the left.
And Mustang 4 left turn when able, contact ground.
Mustang 4. Mustang 6 is turning back into initial.
Mustang 6, roger, and right brake to follow the citation, runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land after the citation on 15 with the right brake, Mustang 06.
And .com 3027, clear to land, runway 15.
Clear to land, .com 3027.
Well, it's been a long time since I had to sit here this long.
Helicopter 3 Golf Hotel, roger. Runway 6, clear for the option. Number 5 Bravo Whiskey, remain clear class Bravo at all times and pre-exchange approved.
For 5A Whiskey?
5A Whiskey, affirmative, sorry about that. And looks like your mode C is intermittent.
Okay, I'll check.
Texan 2 can take it immediate.
Texan 2, roger, hold short.
Hold short.
.com 3027 left at Alpha 2, contact ground.
Alpha 2, on the ground, 30.7.
Texan 2, right turnout approved, clear for immediate takeoff, runway 15.
Clear to go, on the roll.
Mustang 6 will be a T6 departing prior to your arrival.
Okay, good.
Alright, here we go!
Sorry for splitting you guys up.
Alright, engine instruments are looking good, airspeed is alive,
Tower, Sky 13. 51 Echo, full chart ready to go, 15.
and we are airborne! What do you think, Aaron? Landing gear's coming up.
Helicopter 1, Mike Bravo up for 2.
Helicopter 1 to Mike Bravo, Semi Tower, roger.
Coming back on the power.
Helicopter 3 Golf Hotel, hover taxi back to max flight is approved.
Alright, what do you think? Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so you know what the stick and rudder does, obviously, so do you want to take over right now?
Sure.
Alright, you got it. It's very sensitive, so be careful, okay? Alright, let's give me a shallow turn to the right, okay? Don't forget to use your rudder pedals, not just the stick, so turn to the right. There you go, that's steep enough. You don't have to make it very steep. And go put the nose down a little bit. We don't want to climb quite that steep. There you go, good. Now look out the left side of the nose.
Left turn 180.
Give me a shallow turn to the left. You don't have to roll very quickly.
Together with your flight.
There you go, that's nice, and that's steep enough. That's steep enough, that's steep enough. We're going to do plenty of steep turns once we get up to altitude, alright? But for now, we're just trying to climb as quickly as possible. Back to the right. Back to the right. And put the nose down. It's way too high, right? We need to accelerate a little bit. And you don't need to make the turns this steep. Make it less than half that steep, okay? Because the steeper you turn, the slower we climb.
51 Echo, right turn, runway 15, clear signal.
Right turn out, clear for takeoff, 1551 Echo. Kissimmee Tower, Skyhawk 5524 Alpha is cleared on the VOR DME established.
Sky 5524 Alpha, Kissimmee Tower, Port Coupian.
Port Coupie,
And
5524
left.
Alpha.
Nose down just a little bit more. Very sensitive controls, aren't they?
Texan to Free Exchange Crew, have a good flight.
Thank you, sir. Alright, so we don't need to listen to the tower anymore. Let's go back to the right. So now, we cannot fly through the clouds, okay? We gotta fly between the clouds, so it's a bit of a slalom course up here. You just have to do whatever it takes to avoid them, okay? Back to the left. Looks like a nice gap there. And right. Have you ever flown above the clouds before?
What?
What's that?
In here.
Have you ever flown above the clouds before?
No.
Huh. It's pretty spectacular vistas up here. Let's go back to the left. And back to the right. Oh yeah, it's gonna be gorgeous up here today. Perfect. Doesn't look like we're gonna get any weather for a while. I'm sure we will at some point. Where are you from?
Israel.
Israel?
Yes.
Very good. And you live there now?
Yes.
All right. You here on vacation?
Yes.
Cool. So you planning to learn on the civilian side of things, or are you going to go in the military?
Military.
Military, very good. Well, you have a pretty impressive Air Force over there. Back to the left. Have you seen, read, or studied much about the origins of the Israeli Air Force?
Sorry, what?
Have you studied or read or seen any documentaries about the Origins of the Israeli Air Force?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, that was an impressive start.
Yeah, it was.
Back to the right. Okay, so we are underneath the Orlando, what's called Class Bravo airspace, or what used to be known as a terminal area. So we can't climb up through that airspace without calling them. So we're not going to call them. So we're going to level off here for a minute. So put the nose down a little bit. I'm going to reset the trim for you. And we're going to hold this altitude for just a little bit, about 30, 40 seconds or so, before we continue climbing up underneath the next shelf. The airspace that belongs to a primary airport, in this case Orlando, kind of looks like an inverted wedding cake. You know, the further out you go, you get, step up. So right now we're underneath the 4,000 foot shelf, and in a few seconds we'll be able to go up to 6,000. There we go. Alright, we're crossing that line now, so we can start climbing again to bring the nose back up a little. And we'll continue uphill. And since we can't see over the nose in the climb, we have to continue those shallow S-turns we were doing, right? Alright, start a turn in one direction. Doesn't matter which direction. So any airplane that climbs steep enough that you can't see over the nose, you have to turn back and forth to see, right? You gotta clear, make sure you don't run into anybody. Back to the right. So I presume you're doing really well in school then.
So far, so good.
Excellent. I bet it's pretty competitive to get in, right? How does that work over there with your mandatory service? Do you have to do that first before you can apply, or can you do it concurrently?
Well, you go into the military, and to become a pilot, you do like 4 or 5 years of studying, and then another 5 years of military.
Okay. Alright, back to the left. Let's turn left. Obviously over here it's all volunteer.
Right?
Yep. We'll stay between these cloud tops. Work out great. So how'd you find out about us?
My uncle set this up for me.
Very nice of him. Alright, let's go and put the nose down. We're going to level off again. We're going to stay below 6,000 feet for about 45 seconds or so before we can start climbing again. Going to, again, stay out of Orlando's airspace. A little bit lower with the nose. There you go. Great, thank you. There we go. We're free and clear of the Orlando airspace altogether, so let's continue uphill a little bit. We have a few miles to go yet before we get our practice area anyway. Might as well gain a few more thousand feet. So keep doing those S-turns. That was a massive weather system sitting off Tampa yesterday. We're not really sure what happened to it, but it looks like there's still stuff over there. see that lake out to your left? The lake?
Yeah.
That's where we're going, so aim in that general direction. Now back to the right. Nose up just a little bit. A little higher. So this is our practice area out ahead of us here. We'll get started with our exercises shortly. So my suggestion, as far as the aerobatics go, is that I'll do a maneuver, demonstrate one, and then I'll have you do the same thing. So I'll talk you through it and work our way up to whatever level you're comfortable with. Let's turn back to the right. How's that sound to you?
Great.
Okay. How do you like roller coasters, by the way?
I was never a big fan of them.
What's that?
I never really cared for them.
Okay. Do you get sick or you just don't like them?
I just don't like them.
Okay. That's fine. This is a lot better, you'll find. There's two big differences between this and a roller coaster. Number one is it's a lot smoother. You don't get jarred around, and it's not half as rough. This is a lot smoother than a roller coaster. And the other is you're not along for the ride. Here you decide what happens, right? So you can do a maneuver and then stop. Talk about it. Maybe do it again. Work your way up to whatever pace you desire. In a roller coaster, you're along for the whole thing, right? So this is a much better experience. Well, I'm ready to rock and roll if you are.
Huh?
Yes?
What?
I'm ready to get started with the aerobatics if you are.
Okay, yeah.
Alright,
Ready.
so stay with me on the controls. You feel what I'm doing, okay? I'm going to turn to the right. I'm going to put the nose down a little bit. You're also going to see or hear a change in the engine sound because I'm powering back. There we go. We're not climbing anymore. So here's heading us south. I want you to look straight ahead outside the whole time for me. And we're going to do a simple aileron roll to the right. You're not going to be hanging from your strap. We're just going to be flipping upside down real quick, okay? I pull up, I neutralize, and I roll. And this is the way we should look at the world. Real nice and gentle.
Oh, that was good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Much better than a roller coaster, right?
Hell yeah.
How you feeling?
Feeling great.
All right. Well, guess what? Your turn. So, I'm going to talk you through this. First, we need speed. So I want you to put the nose down. And again, a little airspeed. We do that by pointing it downhill, right? So put the nose down. Don't be afraid of it. Just go and push. A little bit more. Keep going. Good. Hold it there. Now I'm going to be talking you through this maneuver to the left, okay? Now to the right like I did it. So pull up first. Pretty hard. Higher, 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 higher. Stop. Now left stick as far as it goes. Left. All the way. All the way against your left leg as far as it goes. You're stronger than that, Aaron. Push the stick to the left. Left pedal, left pedal. Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. And stop and pull up. A little bit higher. Congratulations. You just turned an airplane upside down by yourself for the first time. How about that? Doing okay?
Doing good.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
All right. So, obviously we got to move the controls further than you thought, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready for some G-forces?
Sure.
All right. We're going to do a loop next. So this time around, you're going to be pushed down in the seat pretty hard. About 3.5 times your own body weight, right?
Okay.
So here we go. I'm going to turn to the left. I like to do these clearing turns, make sure there are no other airplanes around before I put the nose down very far. So here here's a heading of east. We're just following the lines on the ground that the farmers so nicely laid out for us. Here we go. Tighten up your stomach muscles. Here comes the G's, okay? I want you to look at your wingtips. Look out the side. We're going straight up. Now, look forward. We're going to relax over the top. We're not going to quite go negative, but we float a little bit. And then I'm going to start pulling again. Keep pulling up. There's the bump. And we're going to zip climb right back on up again. How's that for intense? What do you think?
Great.
Yeah?
Love it.
Excellent. Your turn. Put the nose down. Let's get some airspeed. We're looking for about 180, as you'll see on the airspeed indicator there. See how it's increasing? So just keep holding the nose down a little bit longer. Looking good. All right, start your pull up. Good. Keep pulling up a little harder, pull. Look at your wingtips. Keep pulling up, pull harder. Pull back on the stick a little bit more. Pull. Good. Now look forward. There's the horizon. Now we'll let it float. Good. And now start pulling again, okay? Pull harder. Pull back harder. You're stronger than that. Pull back harder. More. Pull up, and stop right there. Nice. What do you think?
Pretty cool.
That is cool. All right. How's your stomach doing?
Okay.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, and 1 is so sick you need to go to the hospital. Where are you?
7 or 8.
Okay, well let's take a break then. There's no reason to push it, see? We got lots of time, so you just fly around the clouds for a while, okay? Why don't you give me a right turn? That's a good angle. Just hold that bank angle. There's absolutely zero reason to make anybody sick. And the fact that it's affecting you doesn't mean anything, because you get used to this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like getting your sea legs when you go sailing, right? Keep turning to the right for me. The reason for this is because right in front of us is Avon Park bombing range. That's where the Navy and the Air Force do their practice bombing runs. Keep turning to the right, so it's a restricted airspace. We're not going to go in there.
Okay.
So just keep turning to the right. We're going to get away from it. We don't want to accidentally fly formation with an F-16, right? That would be kind of embarrassing. Alright, that's a good heading. You can go straight. Let the nose down a little bit. You're actually climbing and we don't need to. And it makes it easier for you to see over the nose too, right? So, is this like you expected it to be, or is it different?
About
What's that?
more or less.
Okay, is that a good thing?
Yeah.
Alright. Might want to move your microphone a little bit closer to your mouth and try to speak into the tip of it. Not the middle of the microphone, but the tip of the microphone. You can bend that thing as you please. That'll make my life easier so I can hear you better, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Feeling better?
A little bit.
Okay.
I think I need another minute or so. But
We're not in a hurry. We got lots of time. Since you opted for the longer flight, so we definitely don't want to make you ill. That's not the point. Let's go and turn to the right. And you get used to this pretty quickly. You find that, for example, if you were to come back tomorrow and do the same thing, you probably last about twice as long before you get the same feeling. Then, 5, 6, 7 flights maybe, it should be gone. So, definitely don't let that discourage you. That's a non-event. You just got to get used to it.
yeah, I know.
Good. What kind of airplanes would you like to fly in the military?
F-16.
What's that?
F-16.
Excellent. The I model, I guess. Yeah, they're cool airplanes. Very utilitarian. Do just about anything. Are you getting F-35s over there now too?
Huh?
Are you getting F-35s delivered to Israel as well?
Not that I heard of, but
No?
I think we got an F-22.
You got the F-22, okay. Now that's an impressive airplane, the F-22. Talk about air superiority. Nice view from this office, huh? I've always said that flying is much better than working for a living.
Not getting better.
You're not getting any better?
No.
If you're getting worse, you know where that bag is, right? So don't let it get too far, okay? Sometimes it'll overcome you very quickly, but just don't miss the bag. And if you end up using the bag, make sure you move the microphone out of the way, okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Why don't you give me a left or right turn, doesn't matter, we want to head the other direction for a while. So are you going to take flight lessons before you go into the military?
No.
I would really recommend it for a couple of reasons. Obviously, you'll be ahead of the game when you get there. But also, you'll get used. You need the bag. Use the bag. I got the airplane.
Much better.
Yeah, I bet you are. Make sure you zip it tight, okay? Sorry about that. Those things happen.